Talk first, land later. Really sums it up, doesn't it? What an exciting mission.
Yeah, straight to the point. Okay, here we go. We are now 3 minutes 41 seconds and counting from launching the Our New World mission for Synspective on Electron from right here on Pad A at Launch Complex 1. Let's take you through what is about to happen next. So at T minus 2 minutes, we enter into what is known as the final count. And by this point, Electron is topped up with its fuel and oxidizer propellants, with the liquid oxygen set at a super cold cryogenic temperature that will cause moisture on the outside of the rocket to freeze. And that's where you can see those white stripes against Electron's black carbon composite structure.
The operators in mission control are making their way through their final checks so that all launch systems are green and remain green right at the T0 mark. By this point as well, Electron's flight computer will have taken over the countdown to run through the final automated sequences before launch. Electron's first and second stages will be fully pressurized and ready for launch, and then it's down to Launch Director's final count, along with the mission clock from T minus 10 seconds till liftoff.
We are just moments away from those final actions now, so we're going to bring up the audio channels from Mission Control to listen in, and then Lakita and I will be back with you after liftoff. So go Electron, go Synspective, and go Strix.
The vehicle is fully on internal power. AFTS is green and enabled for flight.
LOX load is complete. System is in recirculation. Anti-geysering is disabled.
Stage 1 and 2 tanks are pressed for flight.
High flow engine approach enabled.
T minus 20 seconds and counting. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Beginning pitch over.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
There goes Electron, launching into an all-new world with our 7th mission for Synspective. We've cleared the pad and Electron is now about 42 seconds into flight and climbing nominally in both speed and altitude, which means next up for this phase of flight will be max Q, or maximum aerodynamic pressure. The guidance, navigation and control team will give us a call once we've cleared that point in the launch, so let's listen in.
There we go. Electron has successfully cleared max Q, and the first stage's 9 Rutherford engines are burning hot to take us past 16 kilometers in altitude now at over 2,000 kilometers an hour. Now, those engines have another 60 seconds or so to go before we reach the next point in flight, which is main engine cutoff, or MECO, on the first stage. And this is when all 9 of those engines shut down at the same time, just ahead of Electron's second stage separation event. That shutdown helps to ease Electron's velocity just a touch for stage separation before the second stage's own Rutherford engine ignites for its engine burn to deliver the mission closer to orbit.
This all happens very quickly within just a few seconds, so keep an eye across the views in front of you
Stage
to
one,
watch it
propulsion
all from
holding
Electron's
nominal.
onboard
Stand by
cameras.
for MECO
And
in
let's
roughly
listen in
30
for those
seconds.
calls from Mission Control.
Enter it burnout detect mode.
10 seconds till staging.
MECO confirmed.
Separation confirmed.
Stage 2 ignition confirmed.
A beautiful sequence of events there. That was a successful MECO, stage separation, and second stage ignition, all within a matter of seconds for Electron.
And up next, we should see Electron's Arrowhead fairing separate and fall away, so let's watch and listen for that now.
Fairing jettison confirmed.
Nice one. There goes Electron's fairing, and there was the Strix satellite live on your screen
Stage
being
2
propelled
propulsion is
closer
nominal.
and closer to orbit to join the 6 other Strix satellites
Guidance is
already there
nominal.
thanks to Electron. Now, under 6 minutes of engine runtime for this second stage Rutherford to go. The mission otherwise is now past 129, just ticked 130 kilometers up in altitude and moving along at over 8,000 kilometers an hour.
HVB discharge holding nominal.
The version of Rutherford engine used for the second stage is practically the same as the sea level version used for the first stage, just with a few more pounds of thrust per engine and a higher specific impulse of 343 seconds compared to 311 seconds for the sea level version. This basically means that the engine with the higher value of specific impulse is more efficient because it produces more thrust for the same amount of propellant. Across both types of engines, though, we use batteries to electrically pump the Rutherford's fuel. And for the second stage engine, we need to swap those batteries out as the engine's runtime drains them.
This is called the battery hot swap, and it's a maneuver that you'll only find on Electron and for these engines. And we're coming up on that milestone very shortly, with battery hot swap scheduled to take place at around 6 minutes and 36 seconds into flight, not too far away now. And you might actually see the spent batteries from the stage 2 disconnect and fall away when that happens. So look out for a shiny silver object being jettisoned to know that the battery hot swap has taken place.
Guidance is nominal, 200 seconds remaining.
HVB discharge holding nominal, approaching hot swap in roughly 30 seconds.
throttling down.
Battery jettison confirmed.
Good
Confirm
confirmation
hotspot
there from the
successful.
team in Mission Control. A fresh set of batteries are now in place and battery hot swap was successful. We've got about 2 minutes left of engine burn time for the second stage before we come up on the next set of events for Electron. Those will be SECO, a second engine cutoff when the engine shuts down in preparation for kick stage separation, repeating the actions we saw earlier between Electron's first stage and second stage. We are expecting SECO to take place in around 9 minutes 13 seconds into flight, so not long to go now. Alright, we're coming up to second engine cutoff on Electron's second stage very soon. Now, much like the earlier separation event that took place during the first phase of launch, we should see the engine shut down in preparation for separation with the kick stage, which is currently carrying Synspective satellite.
Now, once the engine shuts off and the kick stage separates for its phase of the journey, its own little Curie engine won't light up right away. Instead, it will go into a bit of a coast phase around the Earth to help line up its trajectory for the orbital target that we've been set for this mission. And that cruise takes around 46 minutes or so until it's time for the kick stage's Curie engine to ignite. First, let's make our way through SECO, which, looking at the clock now, should be coming up in just a few short moments.
Nominal transfer orbit achieved.
Stage separation confirmed.
Beautiful shutdown and separation there for Electron's second stage, and welcome to the final leg of the journey for Synspective, now that the kick stage is off and on its way around Earth with that 7th Strix satellite. Now, as we said before, we go into a bit of a coast phase here to allow the kick stage to circle back around and reconnect the dots at the mission's target apogee. Once it's there, the Curie engine on the kick stage will light up to course correct that trajectory, and then we'll be only a minute or two away from payload deployment and the end of the launch.
We'll join you back here to see through those final moments of the journey. Hang tight for now, and we'll be back again in about 40 minutes or so to add to the Parliament of Owls. We'll see you soon.